Well, hi there. My name is David, and very quickly, I want to help you guys out there who are trying to draw hands with something very useful that I haven't seen mentioned in any of the other videos or mostly in any of the books that I've seen. So let's do this very fast. These are hands, right? And you'd like to be a little bit better at drawing them. Now, there's many videos out there for how to draw hands, but this may help. Okay, this is a hand. The hand has a shape like this. Okay? And it's attached to the wrist like so. If you notice, the thumb comes directly out of the wrist in that fashion. And if you notice, at the point where it joins the hand, it has a length. That length is the exact same length as the little finger. Okay? So let's put the little finger attaches to that shape from there. Running down the middle of the hand is where the middle finger goes. It's the longest finger on the hand. There's an arc that goes from here to here, and then from here to here, and that is the length of these two fingers, radiating more or less from the wrist. Okay, now this is the whole arm, and I'll draw a little bit of that in here. But there's a proportion that's very useful, which is that this length here is just a little bit less than the forearm. You'll find that to be true. And the fingers, uh, the upper arm is the same length as the forearm. The same proportions are happening in your fingers, meaning that it's almost like there's a little hand here on a little tiny arm. Okay? If you see what is happening with your fingers, and we'll do that in just a second, except for the thumb, which only has two joints. So there's two joints, or one joint. There's two joints on your fingers and here. The fingernail is at the halfway point on that hand. So when we ink this in really fast, with a little curve here, and a little curve here, a little curve here, and then something going here, we have a two-joint thing here, a three-joint object here, a three-joint creature here, three-joint situation here, 3, 3, 3. Now, remember what I said about the hand and its proportion to the arm and the arm's proportion to itself. Pretend it's a little hand that goes to about this far on that joint, these two joints being, or those two distances being exactly the same. That helps. If you look at your hand from here, you do the same thing, okay? But notice that what's happening is there's more detail on this side. Okay, so pretend we'll go through the same motions of adding this, 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 and this. We'll add the curve here. But what I want to show you is you more or less, you're looking at the opposite side of what we just did here. But now you put the indentations for where that happens. You put the two joints, or the one joint here, this curve here. This has a shape. This is the center of the hand. A shape that goes kind of like this, which is mimicked in a smaller fashion, kind of going to about here. But if you notice, in this kind of shape that's happening right there, from here to here, there's a line. This is where, like a paw, your hand does this. All right. The thing that I suggest is if you want to draw hands well, maybe you're complaining you don't have a model around to draw, but you actually do with your hand. So very quickly, and I'll just draw here kind of the flow of hands. I know these aren't terribly accurate, but they have a flow. Try to draw, pretend this is a model, and just kind of get a flow for hands. This little thing here, that makes a hand look good. Thumb up front, things going like that. And remember that, let's see, drawing the hand from above, like this, okay, does this. The other part you need to notice is how far does your hand work against your arm. It will only go up this far. If I was a gymnast, it might go up like this, or like this, only this far or this far. So out of your arm, your hand kind of has, this is a sort of foreshortened version of a hand coming maybe towards you, or a hand going down like this, right? I'm not doing this to be terribly accurate. Oh, you don't need 5 fingers. What we're doing here is we're just basically showing you how to have some fun with the hand, but notice that it's easy to get if you look at it as being sort of like a little creature. I'm wondering if there's anything else I should throw in there. More or less working backwards from the fingertips can be useful if the hand is holding something. Let's say there's a shape here, like so, right? You put the fingertips where they need to be. If that's the thumb would only go so far. If this is this finger, it would have to go like that. You can't see this because it's behind there, but it would go to something kind of like that, kind of like this, and then maybe up like this, okay? So what you end up with is kind of something like that. And I'll just fill this in really quick. There's our, like that, something like that. It's holding like a large egg, maybe. This comes around like this. You can't see those fingertips, but they're there. Now, I know that's not the best hand you've ever seen. It's actually a little bit awkward looking. But working backwards through this, I want you to understand this is to help complement your other efforts. This is a great point of departure. So thank you very much, and we'll be refining this, but this is our first video about drawing hands. Thank you.